ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರುಗಳು, ಮಾಡರೇಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ಗಳು ಇದನ್ನು ಆಲಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. To start with, let me thank you. In fact, all of you are providing the list of the people whom were supposed to be sent. The list was supposed to be sent to this office. I think it included the moderators, the subject experts 1, 2, 3, and content developers about 6 members. In the category, I am thankful to all of you for providing that list. Now that laboratory issue is also there, laboratory structure is on the Kalsi mostly. A laboratory issue ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಾಡರೇಟರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಂತರ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ 1 and ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ 2 ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ 1 ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಬಹುಶಃ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Even before that, I would like to say that some of the chairmen have not sent the list for a particular special branch. I am happy with the conventional branch, but about 6 or 7 branches have not submitted their list. So I request all of them to submit the list immediately so that we can go according to the direction given by the Honorable Commissioner. To start with chemical engineering, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಮಾನಂದ ನಾಯಕ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೆಪಿಟಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಬೇಗ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಕಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಎರಡನೇದು ಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರಾಜನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕೆಜಿಎಫ್, ಇವರು ಸಹ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ತರ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಸಹ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Now we are aiming at 3rd and 5th semester only, because there are two things. Please understand, all of you, very carefully. One is LMS to be implemented at the directorate level, which is accessible to all the institutions. And second thing is LMS to be implemented at the institution level. Andre every ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ತಾವುಗಳು LMS ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿದೆ. Yes, our principals have been to our notice. How exactly these technical problems have to be resolved, I think we will come back to you. Our technical team definitely will be able to answer all those questions. YouTube ne have to raskuleku, website ne have to raskuleku. How efficiently the website, economically website has to be utilized in collision with your YouTube. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಬಹುಶಃ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ತಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it is the priority of the technical team. I was just referring to the people who are not submitted the list. Metallurgy from Bhadravati, ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. MOM, Mr. Ashok from SRC, ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. Then Sangeeta, she is supposed to give about the ceramics. Environmental sciences, Rashmi ಅವರು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಅವರು ಇನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. Then IT, SJP, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ಗಳು immediately we request them to send the list. Then you can provide how exactly you can tackle this problem ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು making use of the part-time lecturers ಅವರನ್ನು ಸಹಾಯ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಾವು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು part-time lecturers ಸಂಬಳ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. These are all beginning stages. Whatever is possible, we are supposed to do it. If there is only one lecturer, at least we should be able to give for some subjects of 3rd and 5th semester, because November 17th, the institute, all the polytechnics are going to be open. As such, things should be intact, things should be ready for students here. I am sure that this kind of e-content that is going to be uploaded will be a great resource for all the students of the institution. Supposing if you have developed the content for 52 hours, if I am absent for a particular class, say 20th class, I should be able to refer to that particular e-content library, and then you should be able to retrieve the information and understand it. So ಈ ತರ ಬರೀ ಅಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ ಸಹ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಆ ಒಂದು ವಿಭಿನ್ನ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹಕರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಈ ಒಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪಿಪಿಟಿಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಪಿಪಿಟಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Then we'll have this study materials, then MCQs, then videos, all these things. The best one will pick up and you can directly import it to or upload it to the DDLMS. Agli not very model, but we would also like to make a selection out of the all the things that are uploaded in the website. So, Mattame, I would like to bring your kind notice that we are right now focusing on the third and fifth semester only, which pertains to the C15 curriculum. You are not asked to prepare any material connected to the first semester because our dynamic team, youngsters team, which is sitting in the directorate, which you have prepared from your institutions. It is not our creation. All the team members that you have sent here are from your institutions only. So that particular team is very eager to develop the content in the directorate only. So please do not focus on the first semester curriculum. That is the responsibility of the directorate. So we take care of it. Please look into only the third and fifth semester. Immediately implement. At the end of the session, we are going to have a question answer session. Even the technical team even the model study material prepare ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು PPT ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ the same thing will also be uploaded in the DT's channel also DT website ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ as a principal as a chairman as a moderator is to see that you pass on all this information to your staff members because almost all staff members are going to be interested with one of the other duties as far as this key content is concerned. Therefore, and here job very lapa na PhD kappa antakkantu bhada situation kadame. So as per the honorable commissioner, this thing we are all supposed to work during the next 15 days, aiming at this November 17th. Incidentally, the first semester classes, though it starts on 17th of November, wherein there is option for the students whether to come to the class or to stay at home for online classes. That's also a separate issue. Here also, we will be aiming at only the first semester or the third and fifth semester. Our first semester class in the induction program is respect. You have sufficient time to address the issues of the first semester. Straight away, you can go ahead with your induction program up to 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, you will have sufficient time. In the meanwhile, you will be focusing on your third and fifth semester from day one itself. So, again, this study material ಬಗ್ಗೆ, video ಬಗ್ಗೆ, PPT ಬಗ್ಗೆ, MCS ಬಗ್ಗೆ, one by one, bit by bit, ನಮ್ಮ technical committee ಅವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಸಮಾಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ thank you for participating. I appreciate the concern shown by all the principals in joining this meeting and the moderators who are interested with the great responsibility because whatever has been developed by the content team will again be vetted as edited by, verified by the subject expert committee. Above them there is a moderator and he happens to be the final decision maker except for the fact that the same content if it is sent to the DTE then one more thing is going to get that particular document. So it's still here that the other question is I am pretty sure lots of questions you do have. Inginda lecturers ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಈಗ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಮನೆ ಕೂರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ lot of questions are there. So I think we will have to address all these issues with the directive of the state government. As such, whether we know or do not know, we are supposed to learn and make things happen as per the directions of the honorable government of Karnataka. Thank you, friends. I will get back at the end of the session. Thank you very much. I would like to hand over the session to Prasanna. Thank you.
ಹಲೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ನಾನು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ, I'm lecturer from Computer Science Department, Government Women's Polytechnic, Shiralkopa. So I'm representing LMS team now, Learning Management System Ivaga. I'll be presenting this presentation on e-content development. So in fact, e-presentation no matte PPT important enikandre this can be considered as template for making other presentation. Yavado subject you C programming ge template madbekame presentation andre this could be considered as one template. Header footer ella hinge irbeku, light background atara. So today we would be talking about e-content. What is e-content in LMS? That would address who would develop, what to develop, how to develop. That basic introduction we'll be talking here. Then we'll move on to digital content development and what is digital content in this context. We'll talk about workflow of content management from development till uploading to LMS. We'll be briefing about software tools available and the suggested tools. And we'll talk about 360-degree feedback. And finally, we'll show templates for all these documents, the samples which are available, which we created, which we would show you, and you can follow the same thing. Since we expect uniformity, we request all of you to follow the same templates. So this slide more or less answer your questions. What is ELM, e-content development? What is LMS? Who would develop the content? How to develop content? So we have learning management system, which is a software platform that Department of Collegiate and Technical Education has envisaged, wherein not just include e-content, it also include 360-degree feedback, assessment, testing. In fact, yesterday Pradeep sir, the commissioner of Commissioner of Collegiate and Technical Education, was talking about having question papers being delivered from LMS itself, at least for the 3 tests. So LMS is more than just e-content and e-content management. So the details of LMS is out of this session. So we would be sharing a PPT wherein you can have information about LMS, but we would be talking LMS in terms of e-content development. So for us, LMS is a central platform where we can implement e-content library. That is the reference material that we develop for the state level would be uploaded and managed by LMS team in LMS itself. And the next point is about stakeholders. Stakeholders in LMS include teachers, students, HOD, principals, LMS team, and the commissionerate. The students would be kind of end users who would be rating our content. If the content is rated very bad, it could be removed. If the content is rated very good, it would be upgraded to state level. So the end user or the end customer of this entire scheme is students. So they play a very major role. And teachers are the content providers. Every teacher has to develop content, and the same would be uploaded to the state level content. The best would be uploaded. We have made a list since you have sent all the list, and we consolidated and we have a list here. So the e-content here, we have 2 e-content. One is institution level. As said in the previous VC by Commissioner Sir himself, every college and every faculty has to develop e-content for every session that he would be taking. So the same content would be uploaded into the website. Since we have a space constraint there, you can upload the same into Google Drive or YouTube and provide link in the website of the concerned institution. That is one part of it. But there is some other thing called state level content. For that, we have made a list. We have a hierarchy of 1 moderator for subject. Under him, there are 3 subject experts and 6 content developer. All this hierarchy and the structure is created for developing state level e-content, which is a model content which student can go back and see as a reference material. And while telling all this, the live session or the classroom session would go on as it was before. So this material, whatever we're talking about, state level and institution level content, this serve as a reference model, but this won't cancel off the live session which was happening before. The student can have access, student should have access to the classroom as well as the reference material created here. So we are creating content in both the languages. Since we are in technical education, our curriculum, presentation, material, everything is English. So delivery madbekadre the only audio kannadalli athwa English alli erdarallu irbodu. That is what we used to do from the time of I think from past 20-30 years or even before. So content delivery can be in Kannada as well as in English. But presentation no MCQ, so ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. The next point is e-content for every session. Session here, like we used to do lesson plan before hour wise. The same way we should plan session wise. Each session should be less than an hour with a video, with a presentation, and we should develop e-content for each and every session. So again, this each and every session means if you are developing for institution wise, you'll have to develop one there, and there's one for state level also. And the next question is, who would develop all this content? Teacher himself. As of now, only the government faculty. In some cases, where the faculty is not available, we have even taken the part-time lecturers. But more or less, in the main branches, it's only the government faculty who would be developing the content and uploading the same. If it is institution level, he would be uploading it to the website using YouTube or Drive. If the state level, he would be giving that to subject expert, then to moderator, then after final moderation, we would be uploading the same into LMS. And we would be talking about content development tools, since this is the basic area where many of our moderators, principals, and even the coordinators had many doubts. So we would be giving brief about the suggested tools that could be used, which are open source, which could be used with a minimum configured laptop also. So that we will be talking in detail. And finally, what we are developing a state level e-content library for each student of our government institution for two reasons. One clarification, LMS is not focused on COVID situation. It will be there even after COVID pandemic or whatever happening around us. So this e-content library would act as a reference material for each student. Even after the classroom session, he can go back, watch that any number of times till he is satisfied that the concept is clear to him. So finally, after we develop e-content library, it is not static. It is a living legend in itself, because student would be rating it, giving feedback to it. So we should make sure that we develop best out of ourselves in this e-content library, so that we'll have a better rating, and we should make that live forever. So once we say e-content, we're talking about all these 5 materials. So for each session, we should prepare a presentation, a study material, a video which explains this presentation, an assessment, preferably 10 MCQs after every session. So that MCQs has to be in the analytical as well as understanding level. Related activities, if there are related activities related to the session, we can have that. This is not mandatory, but for a course such as C programming, wherein we explain something and we can give related activities telling him what should be done. So these 4 are mandatory. Adding to these 4, there's one thing called related activities. When we say e-content development for each session, that includes presentation for that session, study material, video of that session, assessment, that means MCQs or descriptive questions, as well as related activities if there are any. We'll go one by one. First, we'll see the stepwise content development. This is the standard or the suggested stepwise development. We should create a descriptive study material, either bullet points or a descriptive flowchart. For example, if you are talking about SOM, you'll have to create 5 or 10 pages material for that. Using that, after that materials, we'll have to create assessment and related activities for that material, for that session, and then the presentation. After presentation, before recording video, you should write script for the presentation. The script has to be for each and every slide, planning what should be taught, what should be conveyed, how the tone should be. Everything has to be written in the script, and that script along with the presentation has to be recorded with the audio, tested for timing. So the time has to be planned in such a way that what is the amount of time that I'll be spending in this slide should be pre-planned, so that the content or the video won't go out of context. So the end product is video. This end product is special because in the video we would be showing this presentation. That presentation has been made by taking bullet points from the study material. So this video acts as an integrated one. So to make this perfect, after presentation, write script, plan it, practice with audio, practice with time, then record the video. So even for this, we have a presentation, we have study material, then we wrote script for this, then we are recording video. So these are the standard guidelines for study materials. The output type of study material has to be a PDF document. Study material content can include descriptive content which explains the concept, or you can use bullet points, mind maps to convey it in a bit better manner, flow diagrams if needed, pictures if the content demand. The layout of the file, this is a standard layout that we use either in our records in DTE or in VTU or in Bangalore University. The page size has to be A4 with 1.5 or double line spacing for proper reading. The margin left 1.5 inch, right 1 inch, top and bottom 0.75 inch. We're stressing this because we want the material has to be in uniform format so that it is very easy to manage and identify what content belongs to us. Suggested font Times New Roman, suggested size, chapter name should be 16, subheading 14, and content 12. Editor, you can use Microsoft Word that most of us would be using. If you prefer to use LaTeX, which is again an open source software in the Linux platform, which produce PDF, which is specially for document editing and book writing. If you're familiar with that, you can use, or you can, if you prefer open source, you can use LibreOffice Writer. The end product has to be PDF file. Header and footer, as in the template, will show the template. And one point which is important is whenever you're copying something, make sure, make sure you mention the original source to not to have copyright problem. Next is about assessment materials. For now, assessment materials include multiple choice questions, MCQs, or descriptive questions. You can also add polling wherever required, or you can even add image responses. For example, you are a mechanical engineer or lecturer in mechanical department, want to show some component and ask the students which is the right one to be used in these circumstances, then you can have image responses as the questions itself. So since LMS software is not ready yet, we're not sure whether we can give problematic or assignment kind of questions wherein student can upload. But for now, this has to be created in the PDF format and should be given to expert, then to moderators, then we'll have it to upload it to LMS. Once LMS is up and running, we'll confirm again how to handle this MCQs, creating spontaneous questions, creating polling as part of presentation itself. That would be clarified later. But for now, this has to be, polling can be part of presentation. Even 1 or 2 MCQs can be added in between presentations, or at the end of presentation, you can have MCQs. But as a material, you have to provide multiple choice question, minimum 10 questions for every session in the form of PDF along with the materials. So MCQs can include simple MCQs, multiple response MCQs, but every MCQ has to be analytical and application oriented. Remembering kind of questions are not entertained. You should keep in mind that only understanding, analytical and application level questions are entertained in MCQs. Even in descriptive questions, only understanding, application and analytical level questions are entertained. So if there is something of remembering, just asking for definition, that is not entertained. Polling can be used as part of creating student dialogue to engage students in the presentation. Image responses I've explained already. So activities, if there are any activities related to the session, these are the materials you should give as part of one PDF. List of suggested activities. For example, I'll go with IT skills and then I'll ask my students to create a simple Android application. Then that is a suggested activity. I should give him list of available tools for that. I should help him to install, at least guide him to install Android Studio. So that includes the brief guideline of using necessary tools and the model project report, if any, that has to be given as part of activities. This 4 thing has to be part of a PDF file again. And in activities or in presentation or in study material guidelines, if you feel you have a better format, better MCQ style, you can always write back to us at lms.dtek@gmail.com. So presentation, this is the suggested style. So we are going in a flow: study material, assessment, activity, then the presentation has to be created, because presentation include even MCQs. The font size is Times New Roman. Font size heading 32. This presentation, this heading is 32, and this content we are displaying in 24 font size. Font color contrasting with background. Preferably use the same layout. We have a white color background and a normal black color font, which is visible easily. So don't overload the presentation with too many colors, which makes visibility very bad, since we would be displaying it on the classroom, and the student who is sitting in the last bench might not be able to see it, or there may be cases where student would be watching it on the mobile phone. So just 2 colors or 3 contrasting with background. Layout has to be light colored one. Editor, you can use MS PowerPoint, LibreOffice, Impress, or Prezi, anything which is accessible and available to you. But end product has to be PDF or PPT. Number of slides as per need of the session, but as a general consensus, we should limit it between 5 to 25 slides. Less than 5 would not make sense. Greater than 25 would take too much of time, and it's kind of overloading student. Media can be used wherever necessary. Media includes animation, pictures, video, which can help you in explaining the things. So for any feedback, any suggestion in the presentation style, you can always write back to us at lms.ddk@gmail.com. So session video, as we said, has to glow in a flow, study material, then the presentation, then video. So prepare script before recording. After presentation also, we should write everything that has to be said, plan it, and then start recording. Test audio with the script and plan the time before recording. Modulation of the voice. Whenever there's something that has to be emphasized, use modulation as we do in the class. So don't use monotonous voice, which make class very dull. Keep the video brief and targeted on the learning goal itself. As in class, as a lecturer, we tend to deviate from our goals and talk something to make the class attentive. That should be avoided here, since we are recording and sending. Use audio and visual elements to convey appropriate part of an explanation. Audio and video should be complementary to each other. So when we are explaining something, the audio video presentation has to be synchronized and should reinforce the same concept. Signaling and highlighting important ideas and concept can be used. For example, by using open board here, you mark something, write something on the PPT. That is all should be used to convey the ideas in a perfect way. Use enthusiastic conversation style to engage students. Use polling to make student engagement more stronger. Ask a random question. Check how many students are present in the class. So that should be there in the video. The format, that output of the video has to be MP4 or MPEG. My friend Karthik would explain how to record a video. And resolution, we have kept minimum resolution so that the computers with minimum hardware requirements could be used for recording. So there's one question, since we were telling about having question in PPT itself, there's one question here. Identify the right step in content development. You can answer in the chat. The first option says first video, then presentation, study material, script. Second option, first script, then presentation, material, and then video. The third option says study material has to be the first one, then presentation, then we'll write the script, and finally video. Or the fourth, study material, presentation, video, or script. So the answer is third one. First we should prepare study material, then presentation, then script, and finally we should record our video content. So we were talking about workflow of content management. Workflow happens in this way. We've already selected e-content developer. E-content developers are nothing but our lecturers or teachers. They would be the content developer. They would be developing these 5 contents for every session: a presentation, a study material, session video, assessment, which includes MCQs, quiz, etc., and activities. That would be submitted to subject expert. The responsibility of the subject expert is to review and enhance the content which has been developed by the teacher. Reviewing the presentation study material which is being presented to expert, other than reviewing, he has to enhance the content. Call back the teacher and tell him what should be added, or he himself take initiative and re-recording it. Enriching the content has to be done by subject expert. The enriched content will be delivered to the state level moderators that are already been selected. moderator has to do moderation, see what is wrong with the content, go through the content, and finally that content would be delivered to LMS team, who would do final moderation and upload it to LMS. But the content level moderation, subject expert level moderation will be done by state level moderator himself. So LMS team would be responsible only for uploading, trimming a video if it is needed, only technicalities, not the subject wise moderation. So these are the suggested software tools, which is most important because we were getting many calls and messages about this. For presentation, we are using MS PowerPoint. You can also use LibreOffice Impress, which is open source, or Prezi, which is making sound nowadays. For study material, using MS Word to create it, you can use LaTeX, which is available in Linux platform, or LibreOffice Writer. For video recording, Karthik would show how to record video. We're using OBS Studio, which is open source, which has all the requirement which we need. And if you need a bit more easier one, you can use Prezi, ShareX, Hippo Video, Clap application, Bandicam, etc. For digital board, this is the digital board I was talking about. This is open board digital board. There are many digital board. Even Microsoft has got a digital board. You can use any digital board to annotate the content. For mind map creation, as I was talking about in study material, you can have mind map to convey the ideas in an easier way. We have web application called Xmind, FreeMind, which are free and available freely. You can use them to create. There's so many testing platforms to create questions and analyze the responses, create even programming questions. One of that is TC exam, which is open source. You can use the same. If you want to have virtual labs to be integrated, like we have a virtual lab, for example, if you have virtual lab here, just maximize it, show how the C program compiles and executed, or show electronics board. You can use virtual labs. This is the Government of India initiative, vlab.co.in. Almost 70% of our lab needs are covered here. You can use the same platform. This is the feedback that would be part of LMS. The stakeholders include students who are the actual customers or the end user of our video. They would be rating our video, giving feedback. They can make a video they can make a recorder superstar, or make him, make his video useless. So is the main stakeholder. Then the faculty, who is actually a content developer. HOD would be monitoring the content development in institution wise. So this HOD role would be played by subject expert when it comes to state level content. Principal would be moderating the content development for institution level content development, and he would be responsible for uploading the content developed institution level. So you can use either YouTube or Google Drive to upload your content and paste the link on your website, creating a separate page for e-content, separate page for each department, and uploading the content program wise and internal that course wise. So LMS team would be coordinating the content development in the state level, and the commissionerate would be overseeing all these developments. So finally, we are in templates. This presentation would be shared with you. If you want to look into the template, you just click here. We have created a template folder in our Google Drive. We have already pasted e-content. This slide, this presentation itself is template for creating presentations. We have a template for study material. Learning management system is a header. You can change, you can suggest the change. Here, font size, as I said, you can use a picture this way, or have a table, have references at the end. So this is a template for study material. So you can always use this template for creating your own content. So this is the blackboard I was talking about. So you can use open board like this to record or annotate something which you wanted to as part of presentation. Karthik would be explaining that in details. Study material tools.
Study material.
Okay, yeah. So this is the study material.
Download ಮಾಡಿ.
Yeah, this is the study material template. It has been uploaded in the template folder of a Google Drive using the e-content development web. You can click here, the link here. You can just click here, click this link, and that will give access to the study material. It's been uploaded already. So header and footer is already been added. You can change that, but this is a standard template which has been designed already. If you have any suggestion, you can write back to us. Times New Roman, size 11. It is self-explanatory. We've added content and the comment also. Margin also we've added comment. You can use this as reference to have study material created for yourself.
Image source.
Image source. Yeah.
Source and citation.
So for every image you use in the study material, you'll have to give credit to the original owner in the references through citations. That is one thing that's very important, since we are creating content for the state level, and this would be uploaded in the state level library. So the plagiarism and the copyright is an issue. So please make sure you use the pictures which are not copyrighted, and the source has to be mentioned in citation. So this is about general guidelines. If you have questions, we'll have Q&A session at the end. My friend Karthik would be explaining about recording video, how to use OBS Studio. Please stay there. Yes.
Good afternoon to all. Myself Karthik, lecturer in Computer Science Department, Government Polytechnic Siddhapur. So this is a very short and descriptive session about how to create the video e-content. So before creating the video e-content, we should have two prerequisites. The one is you should have one PowerPoint presentation, as the Prasanna has explained about. And the session is you need to have the video. So video software. The softwares, there are a lot of softwares available in the market. So the softwares we have chosen is OBS Studio, which is an open source and free. So this is I will be explaining about how to use this OBS software. The part is the installation and the usage of it. So we can download this using the browser. So you can download the OBS software as shown in the browser. So this is a website for downloading the OBS software. So depending on the underlying platform, you can download. We have a Windows version, Apple version, and the Linux version. So depending on the system which we are using for the development of the e-content, we can use that. So our system is a Windows system. We can use either 64-bit installation or a 32-bit installation. So the system I'm using is a 32-bit machine, so I can download this software. So when we click on that download button, the software will be downloaded. So it takes, depending on the bandwidth, it will be downloaded. So the next session is that we can install that particular software. So the installation process is very easy. It's nothing but a progress of next. And then after installation, there will be a desktop shortcut that will be created in the desktop. So it looks something like this. So you need to open that. So this is the user interface which will be accessible to the user. So this currently doesn't have any softwares, and also it doesn't have any video. So we can create the video content using this software. First, we need to click on the settings. The settings button is right here in the right bottom. So when we click on the settings button, we need to click on the output. So output we have, we need to configure two things. The first thing is the path. Path shows where the recorded software will be stored. So you can choose any path. You can save it in C drive or any software or any drive you can store it. And the output format. The LMS software currently accepting only MP4. So you can choose that. So and then you have to click on the OK button so that the changes will be applied. So after that, after the setting has been done, you need to add sources. That means from where the video and all the screen has to be shared. So we have the sources here, the sources. So you need to click on the plus button here. So the first thing you need to add is the display capture. Once we click on the display capture, it will capture the screen recorder. So what I'm saying is that the screen recorder will be enabled and you need to set the boundary for that. So just like this. So what it will capture is that it will capture the complete desktop with the screen which is visible for the user. So after that, you need to add this video capture. So video capture, this will enable the user to record his own videos so that it will have a effective session on the video capture, just like this. So video has been enabled. So once this setting has been done, this is the basic settings which we need to do. So we need to do the start recording. So after this setup, we need to have a presentation ready. So this is a presentation the Prasanna was giving. So the video recorder, what will do is that it will record all the softwares, all the visible things which are available on the desktop, just like this, and we can go for the presentation. So this recorder in the background will record everything that has been displayed on the screen, and you can start your session. So once you complete the complete session of presentation, you can just go back and you can go back to the OBS studio and you can click on the stop recording. So what will happen is that this complete recordings will be stored in the path which has been set. So this is the file that has been completed. So this is the recording that has been done. So each lecturer, before presenting any presentation, he has to set up the software first like this, and then he has to open the presentation. So after presentation, he has to completely record this session. After recording the session, he has to close just like this, and then he has to upload this particular video in the LMS software.
Sir, share screen. Sir, please share the screen.
Finally, you have to stop the recording here. So that will be stored in this particular file. So once the LMS software launches, you need to directly upload this video as a one of the 4 content that has been instructed by the commissioner, sir. This is the video file, and the second file is the PPT, third is the study material, and fourth is the MCQs. So this is one of the files that needs to be uploaded in the LMS software. As of now, as per the instructions, we are uploading this in the institute website, so we can create this softwares. So when the presentation board doesn't have the sufficiency, we can always use this open board. So when just like when we write on the whiteboard, we can also, this is a simulation of the complete whiteboard. I know it's a bit difficult to write on this because we are using the mouse here. We can always go for the stylus where we can have a open cursive writing kind of a demonstration for this. So to write something, you can always click on this and you can write. And also for erasing, you can erase like this. For effective utilization of this open board, we strongly suggest that this electronic board has to be purchased so that it can have a better experience. So this is the session about video. So ultimately what in the end, what actually expected is that we need to record this video, and this video has to be placed in the
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ.
Yeah, and also this just like when while creating the video, if something disturbance takes place in the beginning or the end, we can always trim that video and then we can remove that particular part of the video so that only those videos which are effective can be retained and restored. So this is about the video session. Next will be explained about the MCQ by Manju sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Manada. Myself Manjanal, lecturer in GPT Arcare. Now I am going to explain about multiple choice questions. Here I have taken this standard format of content, e-content. From this e-content, from the 1 hour teaching, we need to prepare 10 multiple choice questions. We will going to teach students for 1 hour with this content with using PPT, as well as we will going to record the video. After that class, at the end of that class, we need to evaluate the student whether he has been studied or he has been understood the concept, whether he has been thought appropriately ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ multiple choice questions we need to frame. For that we have certain guidelines.
Share the other screen also, sir.
We have certain guidelines. For that, the guidelines are listed here. First, the output should be in a PDF format, which we are going to prepare for the MCQ. And the PPT should contain one question in each slide. If you are going to prepare the PPT for the MCQ and also for the PDF format, we need to prepare the PPT. Sir, in that,
please share the displaying screen.
Slide should contain only one question, and also for that we need to have answer. And at least for the each our content delivery, we should have 10 MCQs.
Share the other screen also, sir, please.
Here we have listed 5 suggestive guidelines. Questions may be a multiple choice or an objective type. Then question may be analytical problem with a choice. It may be an
without looking into that screen, we cannot
choice. If it is a MCQ, if it's a descriptive, or as like earlier said by the Prasanna, then it may be bold. Then the questions may be a reasoning type. Then the questions may be fill in the blanks. Questions may be a true or false statement. Here certain examples which are being given with reference to above content, which has been presented here in this PDF file itself. I have prepared 5 to 6 questions which are the references. It may not be it may not be exactly what it simulates. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲೇನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಿಲ್ಲ. It may be a reference or it is a suggestive only. Then as per the commissioner guidelines, the questions may be application oriented and also it should not be a definitive. ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೊಡುವಂತದ್ದು, ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು ಆ ತರದ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ನ ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಹುಡುಗನ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ನ ಎನೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಅವರ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಹುಡುಗ ಏನನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ MCQs ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.